In a year we are all glad to see in the rearview mirror, our Muskegon Rotary Club found new ways to do what we've done for the past 105, offer service above self. Of course, it wasn't easy, and the methods were unusual too, but the outcomes were familiar. Always drive positive change. Locked in didn't mean locked down. Our members found new ways to extend our brand of citizenship and express our enthusiasm for giving back. We shared our passion for service in the nooks and crannies the virus provided, and making sure to don the required armor, we delivered the respect we endeavored to grow. Food, vaccines, checks from fundraisers, and bags of 10-cent payback from soda cans and beer bottles became new tools to craft the difference love makes when carefully cast back into the community we believe in. Sometimes it was the hand-delivered greeting card with the gratitude of a thankful student, to an overworked but greatly appreciated nurse, or one of the many other frontliners who helped hold back the tide yearning to sweep us away. Everywhere we turned, there were barricades and pitfalls. No matter, at home or in the wider world, we are 1.2 million neighbors, friends, and community leaders who come together to create positive, lasting change. We are Rotarians, and we're still here.
The Muskegon Rotary Club cares for our neighbors, both near and far. 2020 was not the first time Rotarians responded to worldwide calamity. We were on scene for the First World War, the Spanish influenza, the Great Depression, the Second World War, and hundreds of other humanitarian crises. Responding to need is what we do. Our impact in Muskegon begins with our more than 200 members who share a deep commitment to the people of this community. When COVID hit, the club continued to meet weekly by Zoom to hear firsthand how organizations, agencies, and businesses were doing and what we could do to help. As news of growing unemployment and food shortages in the Muskegon area made headlines last summer, we purchased 10 truckloads of food called mobile pantries. Each truck carried about 7,500 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables, dairy products, frozen meats, and other essentials, destined for the kitchens of 150 households. The food was divided into family-sized parcels and distributed from the parking lots of Temple Methodist Church in Muskegon Heights and Fifth Reformed Church on Holton Road between early August and late December. More than 24 volunteers helped unload the food and deliver it right into the cars of awaiting families who were relieved to know there would be food on their table and in the tummies of their children that day and for days to come. All that nutritious food cost us just $7,500, or about 10 cents a pound, thanks to our resourceful partners, Muskegon County Cooperating Churches and Feeding America, West Michigan. Even when COVID-19 infection rates drop in Muskegon, we know that the fallout from the virus will continue to impact thousands of families here. So in 2021, we will fund and distribute 9 more food trucks, 5 for Muskegon Heights and 4 for Whitehall.
The Muskegon Rotary Club promotes health and wellness initiatives for Muskegon residents in a variety of ways. The Mercy Health Seaway Run has long been considered one of the most scenic courses in Michigan. Yet, why would someone give up part of a weekend to run 15 miles? Because this personal challenge offers plenty of reward, better health, a sense of pride, and the chance to raise money. Preparing for the Seaway Run 2020, we weighed options for altering the 39-year-old race so that those tackling the course could maintain a healthy distance from each other. We settled on designating a span of several days during which participants could navigate the course at any time convenient for them. Then we waited, hoping the new flexible format could triumph over tradition. In fact, it was our biggest race ever. $53,000 split between us and the Muskegon Y that goes back into the community. The all-volunteer Muskegon Rotary Club had become as large and multifaceted as many businesses, and it was time to invest in the club itself. So race funds were used to hire a part-time club coordinator. That person now takes care of dozens of details, and perhaps most importantly, provides continuity so that even as our volunteer leadership changes, the mission of Muskegon Rotary continues seamlessly. A decade ago, several organizations and Muskegon Rotary Club's Health and Wellness Committee stepped up to support an ambitious goal to make Muskegon County the healthiest county in Michigan by 2021. Progress has been made in many areas, and the initiative will continue. Having fulfilled our 10-year commitment, Muskegon Rotary chose to end its formal participation and redirect our health and wellness efforts. When we were invited to partner with the Muskegon County Health Department in support of its COVID-19 vaccine program, Rotarians eagerly volunteered for our first project to help schedule 1,000 seniors for the first of their 2 vaccines. It was intense work, life-saving work, and extremely gratifying. We continue to promote the importance of getting the vaccine. The cause is close to our hearts and parallels in many ways the support we provide to Rotary International, which is working to eradicate polio.
Improving the quality of life for Muskegon residents through community development is a task we take to heart. Rotarians Nancy and Don Crandall love visiting Rotary parks in other countries and proposed establishing a Rotary Park in Muskegon to enhance the quality of life for local residents. In 2018, Muskegon County Rotary Park of Heritage Landing became one of the newest jewels on the shore of Muskegon Lake, complete with an accessible kayak launch. The park offers residents of the Nelson neighborhood walkable access to the waterfront and abundant recreational opportunities for children and adults, all especially important this past year when we were encouraged to spend time outdoors with friends. This summer, Rotary Park got a melodic addition when these marvelous weatherproof musical instruments were permanently installed there and at 7 other parks in our community. Each collection of instruments is called a Harmony Park, and they are made to be played by people of all ages and abilities. No prior training is needed. Children are drawn to these instruments and play fearlessly. They remind us, as do our West Michigan Symphony partners on this project, that music is in our bones. Rotarians know a big investment means big returns. So in 2020, we gave $25,000 from the Muskegon Rotary Foundation, one of our largest gifts ever, to help build a new section of Mercy Hospital and renovate the original. The gift reflects our support for West Michigan residents and visitors and our commitment to help the hospital be the best it can be.
Supporting our neighbors in other countries has become a tradition that exemplifies our commitment to service above self. Muskegon Rotary has built deep relationships over many years with the people of San Pedro Sula, Honduras. So when Hurricanes Eta and Iota made back-to-back landfall visits there last November, we grew concerned. In prior years, 15 to 20 Rotary Club volunteers, in conjunction with several West Michigan Rotary clubs, had traveled to San Pedro Sula area to install filters, build latrines, and deal with sanitation challenges. Now when our friends needed us most, COVID-19 kept us stateside, but didn't lock us out. We raised awareness and funds knowing the one thing that we could send for immediate impact was cash. The strength of our time-built relationships meant we could transfer money to Honduran Rotary clubs, now in the thick of relief efforts, confident that they would use it efficiently. We reached out to our West Michigan Rotary partners who were eager to assist. Students in our high school-based Interact clubs helped too, along with many individual donors. Support was swift. With efforts pooled, a check for $5,350 was sent to the San Pedro Sula and Merindon Rotary clubs, helping support Shelter Box, an essential aid service providing tents, lights, mosquito nets, water filters, and other items so greatly in need following catastrophic events. With Honduras already devastated by humanitarian crisis and systems collapsing under the weight of COVID-19, their need for basic assistance such as food, medication, and sanitation will continue for a long time, and so will our support. In Honduras and around the world, Rotarians are making a positive impact in the lives of adults and children every day. We are especially proud of our fight against polio that began with a project in 1979 to vaccinate 6 million children in the Philippines. As a founding partner of Global Polio Eradication Initiative, Rotary International brought governments and nonprofits together to wipe out this crippling disease. Today, polio is endemic only in border areas of Afghanistan and Pakistan, down from 125 countries in 1988. Our crucial work must and will continue so that we can keep countries polio-free forever.
Fostering tomorrow's leaders is like raising children. They do what you do, not what you say. Rotary has been around for more than 100 years, and if it's going to be around for another 100, we need to continually invest in replacing ourselves. That's one reason we introduce young people to our club. Talk with them about what we stand for and invite them to work alongside us on community projects. Muskegon Rotary is fortunate to have robust partnerships with several Muskegon school districts that last year hosted 5 student Rotary groups called Interact clubs. Those students aged 12 to 18 are part of 300,000 Interact students worldwide. Through Interact, we plant the seeds of service in the hearts and minds of young people, then give them the opportunity to organize their own clubs, manage their club's funds, and carry out activities and service projects. We offer guidance and support along the way so they succeed. The students learn skills that will serve them well in whatever they do throughout their lifetime, and in turn, they will serve their communities well. Last year, as traditional activities such as our International Youth Exchange program were put on hold, we explored new ways to engage students and found that many of our Interact Club members were eager for a project. Several worked with us on the mobile food pantries we brought to residents in North Muskegon and Muskegon Heights and helped unload thousands of pounds of groceries. They also helped shop for, sort, and assemble 582 appreciation gift bags for frontline workers. Then they jumped in to help write 582 notes of appreciation, one for each gift bag. We raised about $3,500 for this huge undertaking by cashing in Rotarians' returnable cans. Each year since 1949, we have sponsored students to attend a 4-day life leadership training program, but it was canceled in 2020 because of COVID-19 concerns. This year it will be held virtually, and we are eager to once again share skills, connections, and inspiration with our young leaders of tomorrow. We also look forward to working with area colleges and youth groups to promote Rotaract, Rotary for young adults aged 18 to 45. They too are an essential part of the pipeline, assuring that Rotarians will continue to create positive, lasting change in our communities and around the world.
Inclusion is more than an invitation. It's a promise to honor diversity with equity and respect. The well-being of this world and our community rests on our ability to connect with each other regardless of our differences. So we have made diversity, equity, and inclusion central to our Rotary mission, weaving those three separate and essential priorities into everything we do. Our weekly Rotary meetings give us the opportunity to invite people in from every corner of Muskegon and listen to their stories, to hold sometimes uncomfortable conversations for the sake of understanding each other. From one meeting came the inspiration to partner with the Muskegon Area District Library and create Books in a Bag, with thought-provoking books and a discussion guide available at area libraries. To move out of our comfortable silos, we created an annual mixer for children and adults living in all 5 Muskegon area cities. The last mixer at Rowan Park in Muskegon Heights drew about 800 people. There was great food and music and fun things to do, and in that festive, relaxed atmosphere, people talked. We're getting to know each other.
And what happens from that, relationships are developed, and then you start to break down those barriers. Because as I get to know people in these communities, I no longer have to look at what other people tell me about it. I can say myself, hey, I've been in this community, I've eaten at this restaurant, or I got to know this person. And it really starts to break down those barriers and build the bridges that we as Rotarians need to build.
Muskegon Rotary is fortunate to have members who are local law enforcement officials, and together we have worked to build trust between police and residents. Last summer, when violent clashes with police spiked across the country, Muskegon's demonstrations were largely peaceful, the result of years of meaningful conversations.
I felt pretty comfortable that we had been working so hard with our community. There was a different understanding here. And I think it was proven. The sheriff stood right with them. As the day went on, I was with them. And we got to listen to them and talk to them again.
We've turned our lens inward to be sure the membership of our club reflects the makeup of this community and that our programs and practices are inclusive of everyone around us. We want to make a space where everyone feels comfortable. The Rotary 4-Way test guides us. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? We say love lives here, and we strive every day to make that true.